Welcome to Serene Wisdom, where we share practical insights to help you live your best life, especially in your golden years. I'm your host, Tony, and today we're diving into a topic that could be a game changer for anyone over 70, or those caring for someone in that age group. The title says it all. Avoid these 4 deadly bedtime habits after 70 years old. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, Tony, I've been going to bed the same way for decades. Hear me out. The habits we're talking about might seem harmless, but for seniors, they can pose serious risks to your health, your sleep quality, and even your longevity. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these habits are, why they're so dangerous, and how to replace them with healthier routines that can help you wake up feeling refreshed and energized. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get started. First, let's set the stage. As we age, our bodies change. That's no surprise, right? Our metabolism slows, our muscles and bones aren't as resilient, and our sleep patterns shift. After 70, sleep becomes even more critical because it's when your body repairs itself, your brain processes the day, and your immune system gets a boost. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It can increase your risk of heart disease, diabetes, falls, and even cognitive decline. So, those bedtime habits you've carried for years, they might be working against you now. The 4 habits we're covering today are common, but they're especially risky for seniors. Let's dive into the first one. Eating a heavy meal or snacking right before bed. You might think a late-night bowl of ice cream or a hearty dinner is no big deal, but for folks over 70, this habit can wreak havoc. Here's why. As we age, our digestive system slows down. When you eat close to bedtime, your stomach is still working hard to break down that food while you're trying to sleep. This can lead to acid reflux, which is not just uncomfortable. It can damage your esophagus over time. For seniors, acid reflux can also increase the risk of choking or aspiration, where food or liquid gets into your lungs. That's a serious issue that can lead to pneumonia, especially if your immune system is already weakened. But it's not just about digestion. Eating late spikes your blood sugar and insulin levels, which can disrupt your sleep cycle. You might toss and turn, wake up feeling unrest, or even have nightmares. For seniors with diabetes or heart conditions, this habit is even riskier because it can mess with your blood sugar control and put extra strain on your heart. Studies show that eating within 2 hours of bedtime increases the risk of heart disease by up to 30% in older adults. So what's the fix? Try to have your last meal or snack at least 3 hours before bed. If you're hungry, opt for something light, like a small piece of fruit or a handful of nuts. These won't overload your system and can even help stabilize your blood sugar overnight. Also, stay hydrated during the day, but taper off liquids in the evening to avoid bathroom trips that disrupt your sleep. Trust me, your body will thank you for this one. Now, let's move on to the second deadly bedtime habit. Using electronic devices like your phone, tablet, or TV right before bed. I know, this one's tough. Who doesn't love scrolling through social media or watching a late-night show to wind down? But here's the problem. Those screens emit blue light, which tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Blue light suppresses melatonin, a hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. For seniors, melatonin production is already lower, so anything that messes with it can make falling asleep or staying asleep much harder. Poor sleep quality doesn't just make you tired. It's linked to a higher risk of depression, memory problems, and even Alzheimer's disease in older adults. Plus, staring at screens can strain your eyes, which is a bigger issue after 70 when vision problems like cataracts or macular degeneration are more common. And let's not forget the mental side. Scrolling through news or social media can stress you out or overstimulate your brain, making it harder to relax. So what should you do instead? Create a screen-free wind-down routine. About an hour before bed, put the devices away. Try reading a physical book, listening to calming music, or doing some gentle stretching. If you absolutely need to use your phone, turn on the night mode or blue light filter. But honestly, it's better to avoid screens altogether. You can also invest in blue light blocking glasses if you're watching TV earlier in the evening. The goal is to signal to your brain that it's time to rest, not to stay alert. This small change can make a huge difference in how rested you feel in the morning. Alright, let's talk about the third deadly bedtime habit: ignoring your sleep environment. This one's a biggie, and it's something a lot of seniors overlook. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, but if it's too warm, too noisy, or too cluttered, it could be sabotaging your rest. Let's break this down. First, temperature. As we age, our ability to regulate body temperature weakens. A room that's too hot or too cold can disrupt your sleep. And for seniors, this can be especially dangerous. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that older adults sleep best in a room between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything warmer can cause restlessness or even night sweats, which can dehydrate you and increase your risk of falls if you're getting up in the night. Noise is another issue. After 70, you're more sensitive to sounds because your brain doesn't filter them as well during sleep. Even a ticking clock or a neighbor's dog barking can wake you up. And if you're waking up multiple times a night, you're not getting the deep, restorative sleep your body needs. Clutter is the final piece. A messy bedroom can stress you out subconsciously, and it's also a tripping hazard, something seniors absolutely need to avoid. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury for people over 70, and they often happen at night when you're groggy. So, how do you fix your sleep environment? Start with temperature. Use a fan, air conditioner, or heater to keep your room in that 60 to 67 degree sweet spot. Invest in breathable cotton sheets and lightweight blankets to avoid overheating. For noise, consider a white noise machine or earplugs if you're in a loud area. If clutter's an issue, take 10 minutes a day to tidy up and make sure your path to the bathroom is clear. You might also want to add blackout curtains if street lights or early sunlight are sneaking in. These changes don't have to be expensive, but they can transform your sleep quality and keep you safer. Finally, we've reached the fourth deadly bedtime habit: neglecting a consistent bedtime routine. This one might sound simple, but it's a trap a lot of seniors fall into. Maybe you stay up late watching TV one night, nap during the day, or go to bed whenever you feel like it. After 70, your body craves routine more than ever. Your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates sleep, gets weaker with age, so inconsistency can throw it off completely. When your sleep schedule is all over the place, you might struggle to fall asleep, wake up too early, or feel tired all day. This can lead to a vicious cycle where you rely on naps or caffeine, which only makes things worse. Poor sleep patterns are also linked to higher risks of obesity, heart disease, and cognitive issues like dementia. Plus, if you're not sleeping well, you're more likely to feel irritable or depressed, which can affect your relationships and quality of life. So, how do you build a consistent bedtime routine? Start by picking a bedtime and wake-up time that works for you, and stick to it every day, even on weekends. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which is what most seniors need. About an hour before bed, start winding down with calming activities. This could be a warm bath, some light reading, or a relaxation technique like deep breathing or meditation. Avoid stimulants like coffee, tea, or chocolate in the afternoon or evening, as they can stay in your system for hours. If you're tempted to nap during the day, keep it short, 20 to 30 minutes, and avoid napping after 3 p.m. Another tip is to get some natural light during the day, even if it's just a short walk outside. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm and makes it easier to fall asleep at night. Consistency is key here. Even small changes, like going to bed 15 minutes earlier each night until you hit your target, can make a big difference. Now, let's recap these 4 deadly bedtime habits and why they're so dangerous after 70. First, eating a heavy meal or snacking right before bed can cause acid reflux, disrupt your sleep, and increase your risk of heart disease or pneumonia. Second, using electronic devices emits blue light that messes with your melatonin, leading to poor sleep and higher risks of depression or cognitive decline. Third, ignoring your sleep environment, like temperature, noise, or clutter, can ruin your rest and even cause falls. And fourth, neglecting a consistent bedtime routine throws off your circadian rhythm, leading to fatigue, health issues, and a lower quality of life. The good news? These are all fixable. By making small, intentional changes, you can improve your sleep, boost your energy, and protect your health for years to come. Here's a quick action plan to get you started. Tonight, try eating your last meal at least 3 hours before bed, and choose something light if you need a snack. Put your phone or tablet away an hour before sleep, and swap it for a relaxing activity like reading or stretching. Check your bedroom. Make sure it's cool, quiet, and clutter-free. And pick a bedtime you can stick to every night. Then build a calming routine around it. These steps might feel small, but they add up to big results. If you're caring for a loved one over 70, you can help them make these changes too. Maybe sit down together and create a bedtime checklist, or help them tidy their bedroom for safety. Little acts of support can go a long way. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that sleep isn't just about feeling good. It's about staying healthy and independent as you age. If you're struggling with sleep despite making these changes, it might be worth talking to your doctor. Conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or even medications could be affecting your rest, and a professional can help you sort it out. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Maybe a friend, a parent, or a grandparent. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from Serene Wisdom. We're here every week with tips to help you live smarter, healthier, and happier in your golden years. Leave a comment below and let me know. Do you have any bedtime habits you try and break? Or maybe you've got a sleep tip that works for you. I'd love to hear about it, and I'm sure our community would too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, sleep well, and keep embracing the wisdom of a serene life. Good night, everyone.